We've done it. We've officially made $25 from AI music and using AI music generators. A lot of people I gotta thank here, like family, friends, all those who supported me through the years, or in this case, 5 months. I mean, all jokes aside, with AI music getting way more popular than ever before and people looking to make money with AI music generators, let's look at the analytics and talk about, being honest, how AI music is just not it. So first off, I'm on DistroKid right now. As you can see, this is my main independent music distributor. I'm gonna go all the way down. So you can start here, I guess. Start from the bottom and work your way up. You can see $24.91. Like just say 25. I know I'm rounding up 9 cents, but 25 bucks. Now here's the thing. In terms of the math, let's talk about, of course, the financial aspect. I personally have a DistroKid membership anyway. I am a both, I guess, AI artist under the Infinite Lamb Shop, but I'm also a human artist, although that's weird to say. So I already have a DistroKid membership. I paid for Suno. That was the main AI music generator I used. No affiliation, by the way. And I actually bought the membership twice, $10 each time. So I've spent $20 on the Infinite Lamb Chop project, and I've made $5. So my profit in total is $5. If $5 footlongs were still around, maybe I could get one, but it's kind of weird actually, because I remember that was a huge thing back in the day, but I feel like Subway now is way more expensive. Anyway, $5, I could get what? Like an overpriced coffee here in LA. And you can see these are all the analytics recently. I initially released my first album, Do You Want Fries With That, on June 24th, 2024. Right now, at least at the time of this video, it is November 13th, 2024. Let's just round that 11 days in the future, so about 5 months. So I've made $5 a month in the past 5 months with AI music. And like I said in other videos, I've done a bunch of videos about AI music already. I released a bunch of albums with this artist, the Infinite Lamb Chop, and each album was SEO driven, meaning each song title, so this is the first one, was geared in a way that people might search for it when using and making videos on TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, etc. And within 24 hours, for example, of me releasing this first album, somebody used my Carl's Jr. song in their Instagram Reel, which is kind of crazy that within 24 hours, people were already using this music and the AI generated music. In addition, I might as well say I have put this with performance rights organizations, so I think I might be getting a lot more money than I think in the future from the Infinite Lamb Shop, not just from this. Because keep in mind, this is showing you, let's say based off the store, where the money's coming from, right? And you can see right here exactly how much it is per stream, per view, however you want to call it, depending on what's going on. Because if I look here, for example, I got what? Let's say half a cent from somebody streaming Apple Intelligence. Again, all these are very SEO driven, meaning they're targeted keywords that people might be searching for. On YouTube, it looks like. Then we have the YouTube ads. We have Apple Music here. For example, this one, I got 1 cent for 4 streams on my song American Airlines. Let's say if we're going to Amazon, we have streaming, and then we have Prime streaming and unlimited streaming, so different ones. This case, Amazon Alexa, that's probably the funniest one. Especially when it comes to Amazon, like you could see I made 20 cents, pretty crazy, from 237 streams. My guess, honestly, is this one gets a lot of streams specifically on Amazon, and I do wonder if people say like, hey Alexa, play this song, and maybe Amazon or Alexa thinks that it's saying, hey, play Amazon Alexa by the Infinite Lamb Chop. Just a guess. I mean, I honestly, I have no idea. And as we go down here, you can see I made 2 cents from my song Pikachu on Amazon. If we go to Beatport does actually pay a good amount. Like, I feel like more than any other platform. Very underrated. Like, here I got, 10 cents for 1 stream on my song YouTube. It might be a download, but it seems like it's just saying streaming. That's actually pretty high. I mean, if you look at 10 cents for 1 stream is pretty dang high. And then if I go down here to Beatport, you can see these are now purchases for sure. Because I'm getting $1.13, pretty standard across the board. So I guess I got 5 purchases since I started with Delta Airlines, British Airways, United Airlines, Tom Cruise, and Easter. 5 very random songs. It seemed like they were all in Japan. So I guess maybe some Japanese DJ on Beatport or somebody is downloading this AI music, maybe DJing it out live or listening to it. But you can see this is how everything's looking, right? And I want to show you all of this because, again, with AI music getting more popular and with the whole idea and the whole trend of people trying to make money with AI music, because it is really easy. I mean, like, I've said in a lot of videos, you could easily release, 5 albums a day if you wanted to with AI music. You could release 300 songs in a month if you wanted to, and you just keep putting them on platforms. But this is how hard it is, right? It's almost like, yeah, maybe it's passive income. Like, I mean, anything past this point that I'm going to make on the Infinite Lamp Shop is going to be passive. It's going to be passive income, right? But you have to get, as you can see, to be realistic, so many streams and downloads just to make it even feasible. I mean, like I said, I spent $20. This doesn't even count the DistroKid membership. Like, say if you're not a musician and you don't have DistroKid is $23 a year. So if you want to do DistroKid plus a Suno membership, you're starting out at negative $33. $23 for DistroKid, $10 a month for Suno. So just a lot of things to keep in mind. Even if I go to Snapchat, I mean, I'm getting what? A tenth of a cent here. This is also, I might as well say too, in case you've never released music before, this is how crazy it is when it comes to streaming payments, right? I know a lot of musicians have talked about this, whether it's Snoop Dogg, whether it's a lot of other big musicians saying, oh yeah, I got 1 million streams and I made $5,000. And you're like, what? So it's kind of crazy how criminal, if I'd even use that word, you get paid in terms of how little on the cent or a tenth of a cent. In some cases here, if I go up, there's some things that are like a hundredth of a cent. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? And now if I go here, for example, this is on Spotify for artists. This is one of the back end, just again, to show you, I released a bunch of music, like I said, under the Infinite Lamp Shop. And all of them were SEO driven, targeted keywords and stuff like that. I mean, in the past 28 days, from this amount, you could see I've gotten 800 streams. If I'm just going to do the past 12 months, which isn't really 12 months, right? This is actually more 5 months. I've only gotten 1,600 streams. Now, granted, you could argue that maybe there are some people who will make a bunch of AI music and, maybe they make it more about like a funk or jazz thing, or they try to make it more of a specific genre. I mean, this is all electronic. I will say the Infinite Lamp Shop is all electronic, but I mean, there are so many people trying to do this, and this is just an example of how really unrealistic it is to make money with AI music, especially when you're like, hey, I'm just going to put it on Spotify, on RDO, on Apple Music, and just hope it makes money. With that being said, you may be thinking financially, AI music is just not it. Technically, no. So here's where things get even more intriguing as time is moving on. Now, first off, to briefly sum this up, like I said a couple times already, $25, not that much. I really made $5 in profit if we're talking about pure math and like net income, so to speak. And in addition, right, when it comes to everything with streaming and downloading, I mean, downloading is almost obsolete now. I guess on Beatport, it still kind of is a thing for DJs, but streaming's the thing now. Downloads and buying music is kind of obsolete, and you need an absurd amount of streams just to make it more feasible. Now, granted, like I said, I will say that I think more money might be rolling in from my performance rights organizations, because keep in mind, when someone uses the Infinite Lamp Shop on their TikTok video or on, their Instagram reel, I do make money from pros. And in addition, of course, I also get money from pros when it's streamed. So I get both the revenue from Spotify, but also the performance revenue from Spotify, in a sense, when it comes to performance rights organizations, right? Bit of a different subject for a different video. Maybe I'll talk about that more in detail. But anyway, not that much money. However, I think the way that people are now making money with AI music is almost on the flip side. It's not that they're making money, it's that they're saving money. In case you didn't know, I'm a former accountant, so I want to stress I'm a former accountant, but I'm not your accountant. Always like to say that just in case. And here's the main thing that comes down to, and this is what I've noticed, is the key isn't to make more money per se, although who wouldn't want to make more money? The key is to have more money, right? So if you're making, like, say, $100K a year, a six-figure salary, but you're really stupid with your money and you're blowing and you're spending $110K a year, we're getting $10K in debt every year, right? The goal is to have more money, not necessarily to make more money. Although you could argue, again, splitting hairs here a little bit. And what I've noticed when it comes to AI music on the flip end, and I've done videos about this already, is the way people are making money, if I call it that, from AI music, is by using AI music in a way that they typically would pay someone for. That's, I think, where the danger starts lying when it comes to AI. And I know there's a hot topic right now about artificial intelligence taking over people's jobs, automation, robotics, all that kind of stuff. I've done videos on another YouTube channel I have about Waymo, which is a self-driving car. In case you didn't know, it just got announced here in LA, actually yesterday at the time of this video, that anyone now could order Waymo. Before it was like a wait list, or it had a, you had to be like invited or whatever, but it's a self-driving car. And as you can imagine, if you're an Uber driver or a Lyft driver or a rideshare driver or a taxi driver, that's kind of scary that Waymo is starting to become cheaper, and a lot of times is now cheaper than Uber or Lyft. So people say, hey, there's no driver in the car, so I don't have to have that human interaction, which some people might not want. Maybe some people just want to play on their phone and doesn't want to talk to anybody. But then two, it's cheaper. And for a lot of people, especially in this economy, in this day and age, they just want to save money. And if a Waymo was cheaper, it's cheaper. And that's the exact reason why people took Uber Pool and Lyft Pool back in the day. I guess UberX Share is still around, right? But anyway, going off on a side tangent, what a lot of directors now are looking at, and I did a video about this, and people who need music for their projects are looking at, is saying, hey, rather than hire a musician and pay them $2,000 for a song, why not just spend $10 with Suno or Udio or any other AI music generator, get the song in seconds. I don't have to have worry about human time, human logistics of maybe people having drama, creative differences, and you have full, in a sense, control over what you're making. You pay Suno $10 for a monthly membership, you make an AI song, and you put it in your film. You put it in your video. You use it for that commercial maybe that you're having. You are, I don't know, as opposed to doing sync licensing for a video game, you go to Suno and you make music using Suno, right? So these are real things that are happening now where, yeah, I think making money from AI music isn't really feasible, right? In terms of streaming and downloading, yes, there are some people who do it, but I've said before in other videos, which kind of this paradox that you have to get pretty big in order to make money from AI music on Spotify and Apple Music. But what's happening is, and I've said before in other videos, Spotify is now starting to target, without saying it, they've not explicitly said it, but there have been artists that have been kind of very obviously demonstrated that they're AI, like very, very obviously. And Spotify has taken down their accounts. So it does bring up this paradox that in order to make enough money to make it seem worth it, you have to get enough streams, of course, right? That's the name of the game. But if you get too many streams, you might get put more on Spotify's radar. And then Spotify says, hey, wow, this one artist, we feature them on our discovery page. We feature them on the artists you have to listen to this week or this month. Wait a minute, this doesn't sound like a human. This sounds like AI. And granted, AI is even getting better to sound more human and more humanistic and humanizing a lot of elements. So things are getting kind of crazy with AI. But like I said, on the big front, the big thing, I think at the end of the day, is a lot of people now are going to AI to use it for their projects. And as opposed to them spending, like I said, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, however much they're going to spend, like take like a big film and a big film budget. I talked before about one director who's like, oh, I'm not going to hire a movie scorer anymore, right? As opposed to hiring Hans Zimmer. I know how much he gets paid per movie. It's probably a lot because it's Hans Zimmer. Why not just go to Suno or Udio and ask for an orchestral cinematic record, right? These are real things that are happening right now as we speak. And so I think that although this seems a bit comforting for some musicians, right? I know a lot of musicians are worried about AI music, and that's why I made a lot of videos being realistic. And I've shown you a lot of my analytics when it comes to AI, my AI artists saying, hey, AI music is still really not that it. And I know a lot of people are trying, but it's not really feasible. However, it's really on the other end where people are looking for AI music to save money. So although you're not making money, like I said earlier, you're having more money in your pocket. You're $2,000 richer. You're $5,000 richer. You're $10,000 richer because you're spending $10 for an AI music generator as opposed to having to spend money for an actual human musician. Kind of interesting, right? I mean, the landscape when it comes to music is changing rapidly, especially with AI music. And in this case, I guess it's kind of cool to say we made $25, technically $5 in profit. And you could argue $5 is $5, but no matter what, you need a sugar honey iced tea load amount of streams in order to actually make money with AI music.